In a quiet village tucked between emerald hills and a sapphire lake, there stood an ancient boarding house known as the Lantern Inn. The inn, so named for the glowing golden lantern hanging by its door, was a place of whispers and secrets. Travelers claimed that the rooms within were alive, shifting and changing with the needs of their occupants. Lila, a bright-eyed scholar from the village, arrived at the inn to begin her studies at the nearby Academy of Stars. She carried little with her, only a tattered satchel, a small chest of clothes, and a heart brimming with ambition. Upon entering the inn, she felt a strange warmth as though the walls were welcoming her. The innkeeper, a stooped and silent man with eyes like storm clouds, handed her a brass key without a word. "Room 7, he said simply, before retreating into the shadows. When Lila opened the door to her room, she was surprised to find someone already there, a young woman about her age with hair like spun gold and eyes the color of spring leaves. She sat on the edge of the bed, humming a soft tune as she stitched an elaborate embroidery. "You must be Lila," the girl said with a smile. "I'm Mira. It looks like we'll be sharing this space." Though unexpected, Lila quickly grew fond of Mira. She was kind, clever, and full of stories about places Lila had only read about in books, enchanted forests, forgotten castles, and mountains that sang when the wind blew through their peaks. The two stayed up late every night, Mira spinning tales and Lila sharing her dreams of one day becoming a scholar of magical lore. Weeks passed, and life at the academy was rigorous. Lila often found herself exhausted, but Mira was always there with words of encouragement or a cup of steaming tea. Lila noticed strange things about her roommate, though, like how Mira never seemed to attend the academy or how her belongings seemed oddly insubstantial, as though they didn't fully belong to the world. One morning, Lila woke to find the room eerily empty. Myra's bed was perfectly made, her belongings were gone, and even the faint trace of her perfume had vanished. "Mira?" Lila called out, her voice echoing strangely in the now barren room. She searched the inn, asking the other tenants if they had seen her roommate. To her astonishment, no one remembered Mira at all. Even the innkeeper, who surely would have assigned a room, shook his head and muttered, "Room 7 has always been yours alone." Frustrated and confused, Lila returned to her room, where she found a single golden thread lying on Myra's bed. She clutched it tightly, her heart aching with a sense of loss she couldn't fully understand. Later that day, Lila sought out Yora, the oldest tenant at the Lantern Inn. Yora was known for his wisdom and love of riddles, and he had a story for every occasion. When Lila told him about Mira, his face grew somber. "Ah, the vanishing roommate," he said, stroking his long beard. "She appears only to those who carry great potential within them. But she is not just a friend, she is a test, a guide. To find her again, you must face the truth that lies within your heart." "What truth?" Lila asked, but Yora only smiled cryptically and sent her away. Determined to solve the mystery, Lila followed the golden thread, which seemed to shimmer faintly in the moonlight. It led her out of the inn and into the forest beyond the village. As she ventured deeper, she began to notice strange things. A melody carried on the wind, soft and haunting. A flicker of golden light in the trees, and the faint outline of footprints on the forest floor. The thread eventually led her to a clearing where a great oak tree stood, its branches twisted into the shape of a doorway. Tentatively, Lila stepped through and found herself in a breathtaking realm of light and shadow. It was a place that seemed to exist between worlds, where rivers flowed with starlight and the air hummed with magic. There, at the edge of a shimmering lake, stood Mira. "You found me," Mira said softly, her smile tinged with sadness. Lila ran to her, but as she reached out, Mira's form flickered like a candle flame. "I'm not fully here, Lila," Mira explained. "I am part of this magic, bound by an ancient curse. I was sent to you to guide you, to help you find your own strength. But now the choice is yours. You can leave this place and forget me, or you can break." Lila's heart ached at the thought of losing Mira again. "What must I do to break it?" she asked. Mira gestured to the lake. "You must dive into the water and face the truth you've hidden even from yourself. Only then can the bond between us become real." Without hesitation, Lila stepped into the lake, its surface like liquid moonlight. As she submerged herself, memories flooded her mind, moments of doubt, fear, and longing she had buried deep within. She saw herself struggling with her studies, questioning her worth, and fearing that she would never be enough. But then she saw Myra's smile, her unwavering belief in Lila's potential. When Lila emerged from the lake, gasping for breath, she felt lighter, as though a great weight had been lifted from her soul. Mira stood before her, no longer flickering but solid and real. "You did it," Mira said, tears in her eyes. "The curse is broken." Together, they returned to the Lantern Inn, where the golden lantern shone brighter than ever before. From that day forward, Room 7 became a sanctuary for dreamers and seekers, and the story of Lila and Mira was told to every guest who passed through its doors. Would you like to add more specific elements, such as additional challenges for Lila or a backstory for Myra's curse?